All right, everybody. How can the San Francisco 49ers secure a victory on the road in Week 10 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Well, they can start by sticking to the keys to victory. Welcome, everybody, to Keys to Victory with your host, the WayneBreezie. I thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, we are sponsored by, partnered up with the company called Residency. And as you can see, I'm all residency'd out. I got the Golden Gate joint on right now. So, man, go on over to the website, www.residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezie. You can save on your total purchase, all right? Make sure you use that promo code. Also, you can read this article, all right there on www.49ers webzone, where I go a little bit more into detail with statistics and things like that for those that like numbers, all right? So make sure you go ahead and check that out as well. 49ers webzone and our partners over at Residency. Let's not waste any time and let's get to these keys to victory this week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got 5 things that I think the San Francisco 49ers need to go out there and make, do pretty much, all right? Now, listen, you can check out who my dangerous players are for their team. I got the top 5 threats. There's a reel out there. Make sure you check that out as well, all right? Don't forget, there's some players on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that can do some damage. So the Niners need to make sure that they are paying those players attention with their undivided attention, all right? So let's go ahead and get to these keys to victory this week. This should be fun. Why? Because this is a little bit different this week. I think the San Francisco 49ers know what they need to do coming off of a bye week, full energy, ready to go. Christian McCaffrey is set to make his debut this week. Woo-hoo-hoo. So, listen, ain't nothing changed. The game plan is the game plan. San Francisco 49ers need to go out there and run the ball. Now, listen, I'll be a little bit more specific. The 49ers are an outside zone running team. What does that mean? They like to get the ball outside the 2 tackles, left tackle, right tackle, get those guys out there pulling in space, and boom, by the bing, 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 they're getting good yards. Now, with Christian McCaffrey being back, this should help or enhance the San Francisco 49ers outside zone running as far as production. I'm not going to sit there and say that the Niners have been struggling in the outside zone, but they have been struggling with the execution of the outside zone, whether it comes to running backs hitting the right holes, whether it comes to offensive linemen making sure they're out there making the right blocks. Just a lot of little things have been different since Christian McCaffrey hasn't been playing. You particularly want to attack the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the outside zone run. You want to stay away from the teeth of their defense. Their best player is Vita Vea. That kid can stop runs. He can rush the passer. He can do so many things. So I think the San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan's game plan offensively would say, hey, let's move the big fellas out of left to right. Let's get them going. Let's get them tired. Let's wear them out. By the 4th quarter, they should be huffing and puffing and looking to blow somebody else's house down. It won't be San Francisco's house because that's why you run the ball. You start with the run, you keep the run going, and you finish with the run. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Shanahan comes out here, starts off with Christian McCaffrey, gets him going, hits you with a little bit of speed burst with the Isaac Guerrero, and because of the injury to Jordan Mason, who has been in a blue non-contact football jersey, if they do choose to utilize him, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the closer of this game, where the Niners have a nice, comfortable lead, and in the 4th quarter, he's averaging 8 yards per carry. So the Niners, maybe they can activate their own version of the 3-headed monster, depending on the health of Jordan Mason. If Jordan Mason isn't good to go, expect another running back to be called up, probably Patrick Taylor Jr., where that game plan, that kind of a mixture of the run with the running backs still should be set into some type of place. This has nothing to do with how I feel about utilizing Christian McCaffrey, but the Niners have been running the ball. They are one of the top run offenses in the NFL, all right, top 5 for sure. So the Niners need to continue to go out there and just run the ball successfully, run the ball against this team to set up the play action pass. Speaking of passing, I need the 49ers to make the right throws. Listen, their defense is almost dead last against passing. They give up almost the most passing yards. Actually, they ranked 30th. I will put it out there. They ranked 30th in the NFL. That means you can't throw the ball on this team. Their all-star cornerback, however you want to call it, all-pro. I don't know if he's all-pro, but Zion McCollum is out there. He's their best cornerback, probably one of their best defenders, graded wise per PFF. But that doesn't mean that you have to go out there and attack him. You want to play right. Brock Purdy has to see the field. He has to make the right throws. Take what the defense is allowing. If the defense is playing coverage back, I mean, they got their guys playing off coverage. They're playing deep. They're not allowing you to go deep on them. Then you chew them up underneath, and vice versa. If they're playing you in the short passing game and they're trying to jam the wide receivers off, if Brock can set up that play action pass from that run game, you take advantage of their secondary as well, which gives up over 255 yards per game. So they're not really good against the pass. That lets me know that Brock should be dialing the money ball up and be ready to throw that ball down the football field. So make the right throws. I mean, I think that's so super important. You know, you don't want to go out there and have to force anything. If Brock has to go out there and start forcing passes, it could get a little ugly. Now you got to try to play that turnover battle thing. And let's not even focus on turning the ball over. Let's just go out there and play 49er football. Make the right throws. Middle of the field is going to be wide open. Brock's going to be able to cook. The 49ers are going to be able to gain explosive plays as well as yak. So this should be a great game for the passing game for the San Francisco 49ers. If Brock Purdy can read the defense and look what the defense is doing and make the right throws. A lot of ands in there, right? All right, finish in the red zone. All right, Deebo Samuel is expected to play in this game, which is a All right, Niners offense looks like they're going to be full swing. I love it. Love it. Got to finish in the red zone with Christian McCaffrey being back, though. It is crazy. In 2023, the Niners were a 68% red zone finishing team for touchdowns, okay? 4 touchdowns, 68%. Now, I wish, you know what? Can I do my own version of this? Hold on. Let me see if I can get my Zoom button to work, all right? Hold on one second. I want to make sure I'm looking at myself right now. Now, I know I'm way up there at the top of the screen, but come a little closer, right? Come closer, all right? It's not working because I'm already at the top of the screen. But I tell you what, 68% the Niners used to finish. The Niners were ranked first in the NFL in 2023 in the red zone, which means they are currently ranked 28th at 45%. That's 23% less as being effective in the red zone. Christian McCaffrey, the only difference was Christian McCaffrey hasn't been playing, and Christian McCaffrey was playing in 2023. So my theory here is McCaffrey plays, the Niners are in the red zone, they'll be able to finish. The Niners have to finish in the red zone. They are on the road. Being on the road changes up things dramatically. I mean, you got to take points when you can get points. You got to attempt field goals, but if the Niners are right there and they can find a way to get that ball in the end zone, finish in the end zone, it's a done deal. And just think about it. If the San Francisco 49ers were just even at 50% rate at finishing in the red zone, I mean, they probably would have at least 2 more wins on their on their schedule and their standing. So the Niners need to find a way to finish in the red zone. It is imminent that they get that damn thing done. All right. So finishing the red zone is number 3. Number 4, defensively, it is simple. They have to continue to play fierce, aggressive football. I'm looking for Captain Fred Warner to make sure, coming off the bye, his energy is going to be crazy. Got to find a way to eliminate their run game. Now they're going to mix it up with 3 guys. I'm talking Rashad White. I'm talking Bucky Irvin, who's their leading rusher. Actually, isn't that crazy? Talking Bucky Irvin, who's their leading rusher, and Sean Tucker, who's their little speedy guy out of the backfield, pass catch, all that stuff. But you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the San Francisco 49ers run defense is going to be on point. They made a nice trade for a good run defender and Khalil Davis. I think the 49ers are going to be just fine against the run. Make sure that they don't get outside. Make sure they wrap and tackle. Niners got to play fundamentally sound against the run. Don't over pursue the run. Don't try to knock the block off of a person. Just play in the right lanes, fill in the gaps. make the tackles, and get the guy down. I feel like there's going to be a bunch of stops in the backfield this week. Rashad White should not be able to go off. He typically doesn't play well against the 49ers, but they do have the rookie Bucky Irvin and the speed of Sean Tucker. So they're going to come out and try to run the ball in every single way. And with that being said, do not be deterred that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won't put a wide receiver or two back there to run the ball. Kind of like 49ers style. Niners got to come out defensively. Mentality is take away the freaking run. And then number 5, third down stops. I don't even want to get into the third down situation here. Here's the thing. Keep Tampa Bay Buccaneers away from third down. Now, just got to keep them away from third down. They are the second best third down conversion team in the NFL. Second, they average 6.3 third down conversions a game. The Niners are ranked 24th. They're giving up about 5.6 per game. The Niners. It's going to come down to Nick Sorensen, too. So it's not like, Nick, you got to make sure you're calling out the right coverages on third down, man. Maybe that man coverage, you kind of like stay away from it. Keep the Niners up in that zone defense. Force, Baker Mayfield to make a dot pass and find a hole in the zone. I prefer that. It's in man coverage that we're getting beat now. The good news for the San Francisco 49ers is that they're going to be missing a couple of their, dominant weapons. No Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans. So that does not mean that they don't have a top threat in tight end, which his name is Cade Otton. He's on my top threats. Make sure you go out and check out that video. All right. And you'll see why. He's their number 1 target guy. So the Niners are going to have to find a way to stops on third down, force the 3 and outs, give the 49ers offense an opportunity to do something with the ball. Just to do a quick recap. We want the San Francisco 49ers to do these 5 things, these 5 keys: run the ball successfully offensively, make the right throws. Number 2, number 3, find a way to finish in the red zone. And I mean touchdowns. I'm not talking field goals. Number 4, they got to stop the run. And number 5, get those third down stops. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new and this is your first time watching, YouTube recommended you, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Make sure your alerts are set to L. That's all. So that way you don't miss any of the football shows that we have going on. It's mostly 49ers content created, but every week I do a couple of other NFL based shows like the fantasy football show with Peachy, as well as the picks and prediction show with Mo's Nose. So make sure you guys check those out as well. You can see those or catch those wherever YouTube puts them up there for you guys, and they recommend. Love y'all. Keep it faithful to the Bay. You already know what time it is. Let's go ahead and improve to 5-4. Keys to victory in the books. Week 10, let's get it popping.